Power Up Gaming, the only destination you need for retro video games, consoles, and accessories. Want access to exclusive specials? Like us on Facebook.
Okay, next thing on my bench. We have a Game Boy Advance SP here. This is actually a frontlit, so a 001 model. And this unit here apparently has no sound. And we'll look at the bench shot of this guy here. So, I don't know if you can hear that. It has sound. There is sound. The sound kind of cuts in and out. And I'll show you why that is in a minute. And we'll talk about how to fix that. I've never actually come across this, but I can tell you exactly what it is right now. But I won't. I'll open it up and show you. Okay. So we opened one of these up yesterday. Probably haven't seen one of the videos because I haven't even posted it yet. Don't know when I'm going to be posting this one either. The one thing you will need is a tri-wing. So there's one small screw on the back here, which I'll need smaller than that. There we go. Just for the battery cover itself. Once we get that off. Okay, and then from here on in, we need the tri-wing. So once we test this, we'll try the triggers. Usually if the sound is starting to go on it and stuff, it's probably got a lot of use. Contacts are probably corroded, may have had something spilled on the inside. I can already see these screws are very gross, which means this system's had a lot of love in the past. And these screws actually getting really, really gross is no easy way to say it, but when you're actually playing the game and everything, it's a lot of the skin and dirt off your fingers actually getting stuck in the crevices. So kind of gross. But yeah, realistically, that's what it is. So we'll get all these screws out. So there's two small screws, one in the battery compartment, one here, and then the four larger screws are on the outside. When you take it off, try and keep the triggers in place. It'll make life a lot easier. And the back cover just slides completely off. Now, to get access to the actual speaker, it's actually located underneath the board there. There's three screws that actually hold the board in place. So there's one before the card slot and two after the card slot. The only thing you got to be careful of once you take these screws out is the actual ribbon cable, which is located just on this side over here, on the back side of the board. It's got a lot of flexibility to it, so you can actually manipulate it a little bit. Okay. So, not a lot of spillage or anything else, but this is actually the speaker module, or the speaker itself. And it actually isn't soldered to the board or anything along those lines. And if I can actually get this out, I can show it to you. So, this is the speaker itself. And if I can get, I don't know if you can see that. One of the arms is kind of bent up, and the other one is really bent down. So I think what's happening is one of the arms, hopefully, there, popped back up again. So one of the arms is making good contact, the other one's kind of getting stuck down sometimes. So if you press on the system itself, it'll make good contact. There's really no fear of actually bending these up to make proper contact. So we'll put a good bend to those, or break them off in this case. So that could have been part of the problem anyways. The good news is I've got a replacement speaker right here. So the fact that that just broke off extremely easy is not very common. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of that speaker and just happen to have another one just in case that one was a problem. So we have the new one right here. And we'll put that one in its place, and that'll probably fix the issue anyways. So first off, this is just a hydrophobic pad. Blocks out some of the dirt and moisture from getting to the system, actually causing problems. The pads themselves are actually extremely clean. So no issues there. We don't need to take it apart and really clean those. One thing I will do is actually test the shoulder buttons before we properly put it back together, just to make sure that I don't have to actually change out the shoulder buttons. And what I'm doing is just locating the speaker inside. Okay. So get that in there. Get that into place. We'll get the battery in there. And then we'll test the shoulder buttons. I mean, somebody obviously didn't tested the sound to some degree, but they may not have gone any farther than that. So shoulder buttons seem to be working perfectly, so that's good. And now we'll check for sound. See if the sound's any better. That may be just the board's not actually screwed into place, I think, more than anything. What we'll do is we'll actually take it apart and I'll actually screw in the board, and then we'll see if it actually starts being less flaky on the sound. Sound is actually more clear now. It sounded kind of low beforehand. So we'll throw those 3 screws that screw in the main board. And that'll press the speaker contact nice and close to the board itself. If that doesn't work, then what we'll do is we'll take it out and we'll actually clean the contacts on the main board a little better. Okay. So again, now we shouldn't have to put any pressure on it to actually get it to actually play sound. It should play sound perfectly. And if it doesn't, let me know we have a problem with the contacts themselves making contact with it. But I think we've solved the issue anyways. So as you can tell, really wiggling it. And I hope you can hear the sound on that, but in any regard, the sound is working on the system now, so we're good to go. So if yours isn't getting any sound, there's a few things to try. If you do need replacement speakers, they are available online. The other option is to actually try and find a dead Game Boy Advance. They are available. The other nice thing is, if you actually do find a dead Game Boy Advance, don't get rid of the actual guts. So A, you can steal the speaker out of it. B, the actual screen itself, now this is a frontlit screen. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see the light actually shines from the front of the screen onto the actual screen itself, from the top and the bottom. These screens here, with a simple cable adapter, you can actually put those into a Game Boy Advance, the original Game Boy Advance systems, and actually have a frontlit or a backlit screen on them. So yeah, don't get rid of the guts of these, so you can use them for multi-purposes. And that's about at the end of the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to them as soon as I can. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.